compacts, the number 24, Brent Schreffler. In the street stocks, number 7, Gabe Pringle. In the open modifieds, number 55, the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. And for the main event racing series, the number 33 of Albert Francis. On behalf of the race director, Jason Anthony, chief starter, Terry Coletti, and assistant, Jason Neely, scorers, Gary Smith and Debbie Leglise, driver mediator, Wayne Kintz, the lineup guy, Donnie Staley, tech officials, Dave Hoopengartner and Justin Renneker, spotters, Bill Ditto and Bob Neely, track prep and maintenance, Ron Courtney, the tire and fuel guy, Bob Dematio, Craig Mishler and Howard Holt of Mid-Vid Racing Videos, track photographer, Dan Bailey, and track owner and promoter, Randy Smith. I'm your announcer, Chris Kale, and welcome to week number 15, the main event racing series, JD Byrider 100, JD Byrider Open Modified 40, Street Stock 25, and Compact Clash, presented by Finlayson Towing at Thunder in the Valley. We are blessed to live in the greatest country on earth. Would you please honor our nation? And if you are able to stand, please do so. Gentlemen, please remove your hats for tonight's invocation and the playing of our national anthem. Lord, we thank you for the many blessings you give us each and every day. We thank you for bringing us all together once again as free men and women to partake in friendship and the sport that we love. We ask you to please watch over all of our families and our friends. We ask you to watch over the men and women in uniform that protect this great nation and all of our first responders that keep us safe. We ask you to please watch over our drivers, their teams, our track crews, our officials, and our wonderful race fans. We ask you for your comfort and guidance as we struggle with the loved ones that we have lost. We pray this in your Son's name. Amen. Thank you to Go Heat Racing in our South Philly Compact Division. This is our Compact Clash Heat Races. Starting on the pole, the number 15 is Wes Ennis. The number 7 is Travis Riddle. The number 19 is Clayton Oliver. The 38 is Brandon France. The 69 is Bart Busby. The 36 is Jeffrey Orr. And out back in the number 07R is DR3 Don Rufner III. So hearing Kyle Rector driving the 36 for Jeffrey Orr. Jeffrey had to leave. Hopefully he'll be back for the feature. Had a good qualifying spot. Compact heat race number 1 for our Compact Clash. And we're green. No, we're not. So Wes Ennis and Travis Riddle not side by side for the start. We'll try it again. Again, want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. A huge thank you to JD Byrider and also Finlayson Towing and Bucky Mowing for helping sponsor tonight's action. Getting ready to go green again. Wes Ennis, Travis Riddle, Clayton Oliver, Brandon France. Green flag is in the air. So underway, the 7 of Travis Riddle just not able to get going under power for the second time. Not going to penalize the field for it, so we're going to continue to race. The 15 of Wes Ennis and Kyle Finlayson's 15 will lead lap number 1. The number 7 of Travis Riddle in second. The 19 of Clayton Oliver. The 38 of Brandon France. The 69 of Bart Busby. The 36 of Kyle Rector. And the 07R of DR3 Don Rufner III. Something wrong with Bart Busby in the 69 machine. Again, all these drivers transferred into the A main through qualifying. Tough break for Bart Busby as he looks like he's going to get off the racetrack. Wes Ennis continues to lead in the 15. Clayton Oliver taking a look to the inside of Travis Riddle, unable to make it work in turn number 3. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Wes Ennis, your race leader. Coming into 2 laps to go. Wes Ennis out in front. First action in the number 15 this season for Wes Ennis. Kyle Finlayson has this car sitting second in points here at Midvale Speedway. Kyle Finlayson all the way down in Darlington tonight, having some fun in NASCAR racing as non-points race. White flag for Wes Ennis. Oliver taking a look to the inside of Riddle. Riddle going to close the door in turn number 1. Please get the kids back from the fence in turn number 4. Kids back from the fence in turn number 4, please. And off of turn number 4, your winner is going to be Wes Ennis. Travis Riddle will finish second. Don Rufner III will finish third, and Clayton Oliver, Jeffrey Orr, Brandon France. Pulling to the line, heat race number 1 winner from New Philadelphia, Ohio, in the Finlayson Towing, Finlayson Trucking Outlaw Vinyl Shutterbug Photography. Sponsor number 15. Put your hands together for Wes Ennis. So getting ready to come to green off of turn number 4. Devono and Cole, green flag in the air, 8-lap heat race number 2. Jimmy Devono, your race leader, in turn number 4. Trevor Cole right there. Here comes Tomlinson for the second spot. Devono leads lap number 1. Tomlinson going to move up to second. Here comes Joe Oliver. Had a fast race car all season long up at Barberton, that 48 machine. Also a champion here at Midvale Speedway. Joe Oliver in the 48. Tomlinson in the 19, looking to the outside of Devono. Jared Tomlinson not quite able to get there in turns 1 and 2. Blaine Salisbury running 4th, Cole 5th, and a battle for 6th between Schreffler and Feaster. Three wide back of the pack behind the race leaders is way up the racetrack as Tomlinson going to give up second to Oliver. Oliver trying to get to the inside of Devono. Halfway home. Here comes Joe Oliver. Devono up the racetrack. Sideways off of turn number 4. Joe Oliver, your new race leader in the 48. Here comes Blaine Salisbury in the 4. Salisbury looking to move up to the second spot, going to do it off of turn number 2. Devono back to 3rd. Here comes Tomlinson to his inside. Feaster up to 5th. Trevor Cole 6th, and 7th Schreffler in the 99. Joe Oliver. Here comes Blaine Salisbury and Tomlinson. Tomlinson three-wheeling it into turn number 3. White flag for Joe Oliver. Good battle up front. Half a lap remaining. Joe Oliver, Blaine Salisbury, Jared Tomlinson. Into turn number 3, final time. Off turn number 4. Heat race number 2 to Joe Oliver. Tomlinson will finish second, Salisbury third, then the 28 of Josh Feaster, the 910 of Jimmy DeVono, Trevor Cole in the 64, and Ryan Schreffler in the 99. Again, both of those heat races, all the drivers transferring to the A main through qualifying. Top 20 were locked in. We'll take the top 4 line. From Canton, Ohio, in the Angelo's Pizzeria, X Mark 1 Construction, Oliver's Garage, Vans Tire. Sponsored, number 48. Put your hands together for Joe Oliver. And the 6 of Joe Brooks. Also, the 3 of Eugene Kopp Jr. did not qualify, but will. I take that back. Mike Swaney in the 57. Now hearing it's Larry Ennis Jr. That car not locked in either, so my fault. Green flag in the air, the 22 of Broski, the 69X of Bucky. Through turns 1 and 2. On the outside, Bucky going to have the race lead by a half a car length into turn 3. Broski going to battle back on the bottom. And Kevin Broski will lead lap number 1. As Eugene Kopp Jr. pulls pit side in the 3K. Bucky back to second. Here comes the 6 of Joe Brooks up to third. Tyler 9 fourth. Larry Ennis Jr. in the 57 now, running in the 5th spot. And the 3 of Jesse Patterson. Kevin Broski starting to pull away, halfway home, 4 and 4 to go. Dan Bucky runs second, Joe Brooks in third, Tyler 9 fourth. Larry Ennis Jr. in the 57, running 5th, and Jesse Patterson in the 3. So the good news is Kevin Broski is quick. The bad news is he was 2 laps quick underneath his qualifying time, so he is going to be sent pit side. Dan Bucky, your race leader. Joe Brooks runs second. Brooks to the outside of Bucky. White flag for Dan Bucky. Joe Brooks. Final time into turns 3 and 4. Bucky and Brooks. Dan Bucky going to win the 69X. Joe Brooks finishes second. Tyler 9 finishes third. Larry Ennis Jr. in the 57 in fourth. Then Jesse Patterson, Broski, and Kopp. Pulling to the line in the 69X from Sherrodville, Ohio, in the Norma Mae Huggins Foundation. Mid-Vid Racing Videos, Leggett Tire. Sponsored, number 69X. Put your hands together for Dangerous Dan Bucky. The number 24 machine is Austin Stoll. Austin Stoll in the 24. The 000 is Dan Herron, and the 85 is Phil Vino. Caution on the speedway. Getting ready to come to green. Marcus Cox, Justin Van Fossen. Van Fossen got, I think, 3 feature victories this season already in the compact division as Marcus Cox gets a little sideways after contact from the 34 of Jones. Alan Clark to the outside of Marcus Cox for second. Justin Van Fossen, your race leader. Alan Clark moves up to second. Mike Jones trying to take over the 3rd spot from Marcus Cox. Alan Clark up to second. Van Fossen, your race leader. Way up the racetrack is Jones. Ooh, the 34 of Jones tried to cut down, but the 24 of Austin Stoll was right there. So Jones goes back up to the high lane. Stoll still there. The 000 gets sideways. Dan Herron in turn number 4 as Phil Vino trying to move up in the 85. Justin Van Fossen, still your race leader, coming to 2 to go this time. Alan Clark not able to make up any ground as of yet, and just as I say that, he does pull a couple car lengths closer to Van Fossen. White flag for Justin Van Fossen. Alan Clark in second. The 169 of Marcus Cox in third. But heat race number 4 is going to go to Justin Van Fossen. Clark finishes second, then the 169 of Cox, the 24 of Stoll, then the 34 of Mike Jones, the 85 of Phil Vino, and the 000 of Dan Herron. Your winner from Tuskegee, Ohio in the Owens Heating and Cooling sponsored number 61. Put your hands together for Justin Van Fossen. So a couple of ladies in this heat race. Would have been 3 if Jessie James would have been in her 88, but Wayne Mounts in the 88 tonight. And the 47 of Kugler going to have the race lead off at turn number 2. Tried to close the door, thought better of it. Now he's got the bottom if he wants it as Wayne Mounts all over the brakes. Way up the racetrack goes Kugler. Back to the bottom. Your race leader, Eric Kugler. And a great save by Toby Cook. '88 of Mounts, the 12 of Smith, and the 31 of Fade, your front 4. Green flag in the air, 1 lap complete, 7 to go. Wayne Mounts going to take back the race lead on the outside. Kugler back to second. Mounts has the race lead, has the bottom if he wants it, going to take it. Here comes Lindsay Fade in the 31 way up the racetrack as she runs side by side with Allison Smith for the 3rd spot. Then the 41 on the bottom is Corey Herron. The 41 on the top, Toby Cook. and the 8 of Noah Patterson, or Jesse Patterson rather. Noah Patterson in the 8, sorry. So good news for the 88 of Mounts is he's quicker than he was in qualifying. The bad news is he's 2 laps quicker. Going to see the black flag. The 88 of Mounts, black flag. So your race leader, the 47 of Kugler. Here comes Allison Smith in the 12 to the high side of Kugler. Good move by Allison Smith, her first time here at Midvale Speedway. Here comes the 41 of Corey Herron marching in. Maybe a little contact down there in turn 4 between Kugler and Smith. Corey Herron going to take over the second spot, going to get to the inside of Kugler for the race lead. Kugler going to close the door, but doesn't, then gets spun by the 41 of Herron, and caution on the speedway. Remaining 5 and 3 to go. Kugler and Smith, your front 2. Green flag back in the air. Allison Smith, a good start. Allison Smith, your race leader. Kugler and Lindsay Fade battle for second. Allison Smith has the bottom if she wants it. Now she takes it. Kugler. Kugler and the 31 of Fade. Good battle for that second spot behind Allison Smith. Good news for Allison Smith is she's quicker than she was in qualifying. Bad news is she's going to see the black flag. Under her time, 2 laps in a row. Your winner is going to be the 47 of Eric Kugler. The 47 of Little Animal, Tyler Eichel from New Philadelphia, Ohio, in the Why So Serious Welding, Animal Racing, Roofer Racing, sponsored number 47. Congratulations, Little Animal. These guys will be running for the pole position. The finishing order will determine the inside row for the feature. Starting on the pole, the number 2 is Lee McCreary. The number 30, Preston Walker. The 00 is Todd Ripley. The number 15 is Craig Phillips, your track record holder. The 37 is Spencer Steinman. The 51 is Rick Elkins Jr. The 16 is Stephen Kleinecht. And the 31, he's won the last 2 open modified features. The 31 is Doug Meyer. Inside row starting positions, green flag is in the air. Lee McCreary up the racetrack. Him and Preston Walker, a little bit of contact coming to the green. Lee McCreary way up the racetrack again. Big push by that number 2. Again, the winner of this heat race will start on the pole. Is now the 00 of Todd Ripley trying to get to the inside of Preston Walker. He's going to do it after a little bit of contact in turn 3. Preston Walker all over the racetrack right in front of the 00 of Ripley. Good battle between the 15 of Phillips and the 51 of Elkins for the 4th spot. Lee McCreary, your race leader. Preston Walker runs 2nd. Todd Ripley 3rd. Craig Phillips 4th. Rick Elkins Jr. in 5th. Spencer Steinman to the inside of the 51 of Elkins now for the 5th spot. Doug Meyer and Stephen Kleinecht rounding out the 8-car field. Oh, Kleinecht and Meyer made a little bit of contact in the back of the pack. White flag. Who's going to start on the pole in the 40-lapper? McCreary, your race leader. Lee McCreary, Preston Walker, your front 2. Off turn number 4, your winner, Lee McCreary, Preston Walker in second. The 00 of Todd Ripley. Then the 15 of Craig Phillips. The 37 of Spencer Steinman. The 51 of Rick Elkins Jr. The 31 of Doug Meyer. And the 16 of Stephen Kleinak. So pulling to line, he'll start on the pole in the 40-lap feature from New Philadelphia, Ohio in the M&D Designs, Riddle Trucking, Marcellus Energy, GNS Mowing, McCombs Market, R&R Carb Service. Sponsored number 2, put your hands together for Lee McCreary. This will determine the outside starting position. So the winner of this heat race will start second. The number 53 is Mike Lawson from Grafton, Ohio. The 82 is Bob Sibla Jr. Big win up at Barberton on Friday night. The number 24 is Buddy Gray. Buddy Gray in the 24. The 38 is Kevin McClintock. The number 10, Nathan Embry, led the first 22 laps of the open mod race back in July. The number 0, Lucas Ripley, missing a digit. The number 20 is Brad Copen. And the number 55, your fastest qualifier, the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. Green flag off at turn number 4. Lawson and Sibla. Lawson holding the 82 of Sibla up the racetrack off at turn number 2. Lawson continuing to lead off at turn number 4. He's going to have it. Mike Lawson up front in the 53. Bob Sibla Jr. in second. Buddy Gray in third. Here comes the 38 of Kevin McClintock. Only a couple of points behind the 55 of Brandon Bailey in our economy modified division for the championship. Pretty cool to see a couple of our championship contenders here for the big race, as well as Lucas Ripley in the 0. Those guys transferring in, making the change to the big motors the last week or so. Good to see those guys here. Lucas Ripley in the 0, the 38 of McClintock, the 55 of the Rooster, Brandon Bailey. Great job by all those crew guys. 4 in, 4 to go. Mike Lawson in control. Bob Sibla Jr. in second. Buddy Gray in third. White flag for Mike Lawson. Bob Sibla Jr. in second. Buddy Gray in third. Off turn number 4, your winner, Mike Lawson. Sibla will finish second. Gray third. Then Lucas Ripley. The 38 of Kevin McClintock. The 10 of Nathan Embry. The 55 of Brandon Bailey. And the 20 of Brad Copen. Pulling to the line, he'll start outside of the front row from Grafton, Ohio. In the Ziggs Auto, Habco Tool, Perfection Fabrication, Troy's Plumbing, 137 Race Car, sponsored number 53. Put your hands together for Mike Lawson. The 21 is Matt Yakomishin from Cleveland, Ohio. The 77 is Brian Brandyberry from DeGraff, Ohio. The 53 of Dave Dobbins. He's won a couple of these open modified 40s. Now he's going to have to work his way to transfer in. The 87 is Ryan Cipher. The 16 machine is Tim Galata. The 16 of Tim Galata inside row number 4. The 76 is Steve Jones with the topless 76. The number 82 is John Hansel from Columbus, Ohio. The 11 is Joe Usage. Good to see Joe Usage back in modified action in that number 11 from Canton, Ohio. The number 99 is Marty Powers. And the 77 of Brandyberry. The 53 of Dobbins. Those are your front five. 15 lap first consi. Getting ready to go green. Top four transfer to the feature. Green flag is in the air. Crazy start, but everybody keeps going. Lemmerman trying to get around the 96 of Kaler. Good battle up front between Kaler and Lemmerman. Marty Powers up the racetrack in the 99. Chad Lemmerman, your race leader in the 31. Lemmerman, Kaler, Brandyberry, and Cypher, your top four. Those guys are in the transfer positions. Yakimishin looking to go 3 wide into turn 3. Thought better of it. Dave Dobbins on the outside looking in. Lemmerman, the 96 of Kaler, the 77 of Brandyberry, and the 87 of Cypher. Getting ready to go green. 13 laps to go. Green flag in the air. Problems for the 19 of Schutz as he drops back. Cody Kaler trying to hang on the outside with Chad Lemmerman. Lemmerman still your race leader. Lemmerman and Kaler your front two. Cody Kaler has the bottom if he wants it. Brandyberry in third. Cypher fourth. Here comes Dave Dobbins. Dobbins now up to the transfer spot. Chad Lemmerman, Cody Kaler, Brian Brandyberry, Matt and Dave Dobbins, the top four. Ryan Cypher in fifth. Tim Galata in sixth. Steve Jones in the 76 still there. Is the 11 of Usage, the 15 of Calhoun. Battle back in the pack, as well as the 99 of Powers, the 82 of Hansel. Chad Lemmerman, still your race leader. Cody Kaler. Those front two pulling away from Brandyberry just a little bit. Dave Dobbins into the back of the 77 of Brandyberry a few times. Five laps to go this time. 5 to go for Chad Lemmerman. Cody Kaler trying to move up to that race lead. Those front two pulling away from Brandyberry and the 53 of Dobbins. Those front four looking to transfer in to the 40-lap feature. Cody Kaler all over the back of the 31 of Chad Lemmerman. Those two comfortable in the transfer positions. A little surprised they're mixing it up the way they are. Oh, Cody Kaler, and now Brandyberry lost it in turn 3. Or turn 2, rather. Brian Brandyberry spins in turn 3. Cody Kaler almost did the same thing. To the transfer positions. 2 laps to go. Green flag in the air. Chad Lemmerman, your race leader. Cody Kaler in second. Dobbins and Cypher in third and fourth. White flag in the air. Final time into turn number 3. Chad Lemmerman, Cody Kaler. Your winner is going to be Lemmerman. Cody Kaler finishes second. Dave Dobbins finishes third. And finishing fourth in the final transfer position, the 87 of Ryan Seifer. So your winner of the first Consi, transferring into the feature from Streetsboro, Ohio, in the AAA TMS CO Company, Excel Automotive, S&J Fabrications, Chuggers Bar and Grill, sponsor number 31. Put your hands together for Chad Lemmerman. The 92 is Jared Barkley. The 13 is Bill Shimko. The 72 machine is Gary Zink Jr. And the 42 is Brady McLean. The only crate engine running tonight, the 13 of Bill Shimko. Again, the top four transfer to the feature, 15-lap Consi. Getting ready to go green, Marlowe and Wells. Green flag in the air. A lot of smoke from the 17 of Womack. Everything together, just a little bit of brake smoke down in turn number one as Matt Marlowe, your race leader. Jason Wells runs second, and Aaron Prater goes around. The 13 is Shimko. The 72 is Zink. The 42 of McLean. Green flag back in the air. Marlowe going to take over the race lead off of turn number two. Wells going to drop into second. Here comes Prater. Prater the inside of Bott. 3 wide. Norm Taylor up the racetrack. Bott had some contact. Problems for the 60 of Sam Bingham. Oh, and Mark Bott, the whole left front taken off of that number 70. Tough break for Mark Bott to the infield. So caution because the 7. So getting ready to come to green. Matt Marlowe, Jason Wells. Green flag in the air. Aaron Prater didn't get going. That allows Norm Taylor to the bottom and take over the transfer position up to fourth. Prater in the 1, back to fifth with Womack and Barkley right there. Your race leader, Marlowe. Matt Marlowe, your race leader. Jason Wells in second. Brandon Short in third. Norm Taylor fourth. Those four in the transfer positions. Then the number 1 of Aaron Prater. The 17B of Jamie Womack. The 92 of Jared Barkley. And the 86 of Zach Miller. Those cars starting to separate themselves from the 72 of Gary Zink Jr., the 13 of Shimko, the 60 of Bingham, and now contact. '13 of Shimko right there, trying to get that crate engine up there into that top 4. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing, Marlowe and Wells. Marlowe, your race leader. Wells still second. The 18 of Short third. Aaron Prater all over the back of Norm Taylor for the transfer spot. Shimko out of the groove off of turn number 2. He's going to give up a spot to Tom Moran, and also Jared Barkley back in the pack. Five laps to go for Matt Marlowe. Starting to pull away. Jason Wells in second. Brandon Short third. Norm Taylor fourth. Those four looking to transfer in. Aaron Prater, Jamie Womack right there. Here comes second. Brandon Short for second on Jason Wells. Side by side into turn number 3. White flag for Marlowe. Short takes over the second spot. Wells back to third. Taylor in fourth. Off turn number 4, your winner, Matt Marlowe. The 18 is Short. The 43 of Wells and the 32 of Taylor will transfer. So your winner of Consi number 2 from Grafton, Ohio in the Hammer Time Bumpers, Medina Mountain Motors, Holbrook Sewer and Excavating, sponsor number 37. Put your hands together for Matt Marlowe. So Matt Marlowe, Brandon 1 is Gary Hoopengarner in the DeWitt's Custom Painting, rickscorvette.com. Perfection Painting and Decorating, John and Pat Metcalf Sr., sponsor number 1. And the number 7, your fastest qualifier, Gabe Pringle. The 3 is Kyle Grove. Gabe Pringle, of course, sponsored by 99.9 WTUZ, Big Z Sports, Tim Bickford at Parkway, Lisa Hoy at State Farm Insurance, and 3 wide into turn number 3. Lucius up on the high side, Larry Smith threading the needle, Mike Martin on the bottom, and Larry Smith is on the move in the 44. Lap number 1 going to go to the 22 of Rector. But here comes Larry Smith in the 44. That number 3 machine of Kyle Grove, by the way, sponsored by Early Racing, Herb's Transmission, Early Limo, Reno Roofing and Construction. Now problems for the 44 of Smith as he goes down to the bottom, makes contact with the 11 of Martin. Cars all over the place, and everybody keeps going somehow or another. Kyle Rector way out in front, 4 in, 4 to go. Martin runs second, Smith in third, Hoopengarner fourth, Pringle fifth, Lucius sixth, and then Kyle Grove. Looking 3 wide, Pringle backs out of it. Hoopengarner and Smith side by side for that 3rd spot. Pringle nowhere to go in 5th. Kyle Rector, your race leader. Rector and the 11 of Barker. Oh, I'm sorry, the 11 of Martin. White flag in the air for Kyle Rector. Final time through turns 3 and 4. Your winner is going to be Kyle Rector. Mike Martin going to finish second. The 44 of Larry Smith in third. Then the 1 of Gary Hoopengartner. The 7 of Gabe Pringle. Then the 3 of Kyle Grove. And the 7G of Mark Lucius. So Mike Martin going to gain back a few of those points that he lost in qualifying. I believe if I do my adding right, it'll be about 4 points now. So Pringle gaining 1 point so far. The number 22 is your winner. From New Philadelphia, Ohio, in the Remax John W. Cookson Parkway Auto Keys Car sponsored machine. Put your hands together for Kyle Rector. Brothers, Repair, R.D. Brown Trucking, Cardinal Asphalt, Primetime Sporting Goods, sponsored 21 alongside. The 75 of Passwater Sr., the 31 of Aubil, the 74 of Passwaters Jr., the 77 of Heartline, and the 31 of Courtney. 8-lap heat race number 2, Kenny Feaster Jr. Off the bottom up into the 21 of Richie just a little bit. Good battle for third between Aubil and Passwater Sr. Richie going to dive to the bottom of the racetrack and hold on to that second spot. Kenny Feaster Jr., your race leader. Colton Ritchie runs second. Bill Aubil third. Here comes Jeremiah Hartline in the 77 up to fourth. Bob Passwater Sr., then Justin Courtney and Passwaters Jr. So problems for Justin Courtney in the 31E, but a good battle up front. Now 3 wide into turn number 1. Aubil going to drive to the bottom, trying to get around Colton Ritchie, but here comes Jeremiah Hartline. Ritchie going to move up to block Hartline. Coming to 1 to go for Kenny Feaster Jr. Good heat race, street stock heat number 2. Kenny Feaster Jr., is he going to pick up that first heat race win? He's going to. Kenny Feaster Jr. Jeremiah Hartline finishes second. Colton Ritchie third. Bill Aubil fourth. Bob Passwater Sr., then Jr., and the 31E of Justin Courtney. Pulling to the line. I believe this is his first street stock heat race win.
38.
From Freeport, Ohio, in the Trading Post, Yoder's Bulk Food and Baked Goods, Ohio National Floor Service, sponsor number 13. Put your hands together for Kenny Feaster Jr. Kevin Broski on the front row. Mike Sweeney. Phil Vino in row 2. Dan Herron. And Austin Stoll in row 3. Top 4 transfer, 20 lap B main. Getting ready to go green off of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Broski with a good run down into turn number 1, going to have the race lead. Kevin Broski to the race lead. Oh, Vino almost lost it. Here comes Jones up through the middle. Lots of zigzagging, beating and banging in this second, or this B main. The 22 will lead lap number 1. Justin Van Fossen all the way through the grass. Trying to keep an Alan Clark in the grass as well. Everybody's continuing on. 2 laps complete, and Kevin Broski is gone. Here comes Mike Jones in the 34. Mike Jones up to second. Complete. Kevin Broski, your race leader by 2.8 seconds over Mike Jones. The 69 of Dan Bucky, the 69X, runs in the 3rd spot. Justin Van Fossen trying to move up to that transfer spot to get around Mike Swaney. And they're going to go to the outside of Bucky. Here comes Justin Van Fossen, not sure where that power came from, but Van Fossen up to 3rd. So the transfer spot right now, Dan Bucky has it in the 4th position. The 24 of Austin Stoll, the 57 of Mike Swaney, and the 169 of Marcus Cox looking to move in to battle for that transfer spot is Kevin Broski, your race leader. Mike Jones in 2nd, Justin Van Fossen 3rd. Problems for Marcus Cox in the 169. Pulling to the infield, tough break for Marcus Cox. Justin Van Fossen trying to get around that number 34 machine of Mike Jones. And here comes Dan Bucky as well. Justin Van Fossen moves up to the 2nd position, halfway home. 10 in, 10 to go. So right now, the 22 of Kevin Broski with a 3.7-second lead over Justin Van Fossen in 2nd. Mike Jones in 3rd as he battles with Dan Bucky for that 3rd position. Bucky has the 4th transfer spot. Then the 24 of Austin Stoll, the 57 of Mike Swaney, and the 000 of Dan Herron. All they're battling to try and work their way into the A feature. The 85 of Phil Vino, the 31 of Lindsay Fade, the 12 of Allison Smith starting to smoke towards the back of the pack. The 47 of Little Animal Tyler Eichel, the 88 of Wayne Mounts, the 41 of Toby Cook, the 8 of Noah Patterson, still out on the racetrack. Battle heating up for that transfer spot with 5 laps to go. Bucky trying to work his way around Mike Jones. Austin Stoll trying to work his way around Bucky for that transfer spot. Good racing in this Compact B feature from 2nd on back as Kevin Broski has everybody covered. The Bro out front in that number 22. Here comes the battle for the transfer. Austin Stoll to the outside of Bucky. Dan Bucky trying to hang on to that transfer spot. Austin Stoll trying to take it from him, trying to stole it. Now problems for Bucky. Here comes the 57 of Swaney. He gets into the 24 Stoll. All kinds of action with the 22 of Broski leading. Problems for Dan Bucky on the final lap. Your winner is going to be the 22 of Kevin Broski. Justin Van Fossen will finish second. Mike Jones third. And the 24 of Austin Stoll in fourth. Those four will transfer. So your winner of the B main transferring in to the A main, the number 22 of Kevin Broski from Cleveland, Ohio. Finishing second, the 61 of Justin Van Fossen. Finishing third, the 34 of Mike Jones. And finishing fourth, the number 24 of Austin Stoll. Those four will transfer to the A main. Congratulations to those guys. Your winner of the B main to transfer into the A main from Cleveland, Ohio, in the Jose Sato at Brunswick Auto Mart. Ziftech Incorporated, transmissions by Bruce Meineke, sponsored number 22. Put your hands together for the bro, Kevin Broski. Fans down in turn number 3, on your feet and wave to your modified JD Byrider Open Modified 40 field. Fans in turn 4 and on the front straightaway, wave to your drivers. Open Modified 40. What a beautiful field of modifieds here at Midvale Speedway tonight. Great field of cars. Field going to get the 1 to go signal this time. 1 to go. 40 lap. JD Byrider Open Modified 40 at Midvale Speedway. Field getting ready to go green in the Open Modified 40, presented by JD Byrider, looking for that $2,000 payday. Lee McCreary, Mike Lawson up front, Preston Walker, Bob Sibla Jr., row 2, Todd Ripley, Buddy Gray in row 3, getting ready to go green. 40 lap feature. We're green. Mike Lawson going to take the race lead from Lee McCreary on the outside. Beating and banging through turns 1 and 2. Doug Meyer getting shuffled back. One lap complete. Matt Marlowe getting contact from Doug Meyer. And now a spin in turn number 1. It's Kevin McClintock. Getting ready to go green. Green flags back in the air, Lawson and McCreary. Mike Lawson with the race lead. Here comes Sibla to the inside of McCreary for second. Off turn number 4. Problems for Craig Phillips as he's headed pit side into 15. Mike Lawson, your race leader. Sibla Jr. took a look to the inside. Bob Sibla Jr. trying to get by Lee McCurry. Dink doing a nice job in the high lane. The double zero of Todd Ripley inside the 30 of Preston Walker. Now the 38 of Kevin McClintock shuffled out. Kevin McClintock goes pit side. Tough break for the 38 of McClintock as he goes to the pits. Lee McCurry doing a nice job in the outside lane. Problems for Mike Lawson. Lawson kind of jerked down in turns 1 and 2. That allows the 50 or the 82 of Bob Sibla Jr. to the race lead. Mike Lawson dropping positions. Here comes the zero of Lucas Ripley by. Tough break for Mike Lawson, who got loose. Something happened in turn number 2. Looked like the car jerked a little bit. And then the 82. Caution for the 87 of Ryan Seifer. Lawson coming to green, 8 laps complete. Preston Walker, Bob Sibla Jr. going to drag race down the back straightaway. Spencer Steinman got out of shape off at turn number 2. Everybody maintains position. 3 wide. Doug Meyer caught on the outside. Preston Walker trying to take the race lead, and he will. Preston Walker to the front in the 30. Mike Lawson having some issues again in turn 2, going to lose some spots. Move Nathan Embry and Brad Copen up. Here comes Spencer Steinman as well. Mike Lawson having some issues in turn 2. That's twice for that number 53. 12 laps on the board. Your race leader, Preston Walker in the 30. Bob Sibla Jr. second. Lee McCurry third. The zero of Lucas Ripley in 4th. His dad, Todd Ripley, in 5th. 6th is Buddy Gray. 7th to 10 of Nathan Embry. 8th to 20 of Brad Copen. 9th to 37 of Spencer Steinman. 10th to 55 of Brandon Bailey. Contact between Norm Taylor and the 53 of Lawson down the back straightaway. Everybody keeping going. Caution for debris all over the back straightaway. Caution for debris on the back straightaway. Some debris right there in the radio. Getting ready to go back green. 16 laps in. 16 complete. Just before the halfway mark. Green flag back in the air. Preston Walker and Bob Sibla Jr. Lucas Ripley trying to move up on the outside of McCreary. Bob Sibla Jr. going to drop back to the bottom right in front of Lee McCreary. Lucas Ripley trying to move up in the outside lane. Spencer Steinman up out of the groove, allows Rick Elkins Jr. to take over that spot. Back in the pack now, problems for Chad Lemmerman going into turn one. Almost took out Cody Kaler. Everybody keeps going. Preston Walker, still your race leader, just past the halfway mark. Bob Sibla Jr. runs second. The 2 of Lee McCurry third. The 0 of Lucas Ripley fourth. Todd Ripley in fifth. Sixth, Buddy Gray. Seventh, the 10 of Nathan Embry. Brad Copen is eighth. Ninth is the 55 of Brandon Bailey, who's going to give up a spot to Rick Elkins. .37 of Matt Marlowe spins up in turn number 2. Up into that top 6. Buddy Gray in the 24 from Potopsky, Michigan. Getting ready to go green. 23 laps on the board, and we're green. Problems for Brad Copen as he's going to... Thought he was going to go pit side. Tough break for Brad Copen. Running in the 10th spot. Gets shuffled out in turn number 1. Preston Walker still continues to lead. Preston Walker with almost a second lead over Bob Sibla Jr., who is under fire from the 2 of Lee McCreary. Those two nose to tail for the second spot. Is Spencer Steinman going to pick up a spot on Brandon Bailey in the 55. Running in the 4th spot and 5th is the Ripley's son leading father right now in 4th and 5th. Nathan Embry up to 6th. Rick Elkins up to 7th. Buddy Gray is in 8th. And oh, the Rooster spins in turn number 4. The 2 of Lee McCurry, the 0 of Lucas Ripley, the 00 of Todd Ripley, and the 10 of Nathan Embry. Green flag off of turn number 4. Preston Walker again going to have the advantage into turn number 3. Lee McCurry trying to hold off the 0 of Lucas Ripley. Back in the pack, Spencer Steinman trying to get around the 24 of Buddy Gray, and he's going to do it. Spencer Steinman moving around Buddy Gray, as Buddy Gray been in the wrong line a couple of times. Having a good run in that 24 nonetheless. Preston Walker, your leader with 8 laps to go. Bob Sibla Jr., Lee McCreary, the 0 of Lucas Ripley, the 00 of Todd Ripley, your top 5. Laps to go for Preston Walker. Matt Marlowe, high in turn number 4, going to continue on. Marlowe going to lose a few spots. Preston Walker, Bob Sidler Jr., Lee McCreary starting to pull away from the 0 of Lucas Ripley. Good battle between Spencer Steinman and Rick Elkins back in the 7th and 8th spots. But Preston Walker going to see the white flag. Been a while since he's been to victory lane at Midvale Speedway. Off turn number 4, white flag for Preston Walker. Bob Sidler Jr., Lee McCreary. The 0 of Lucas Ripley, the 0 of Todd Ripley, the 10 of Nathan Embry. Off turn number 4, your winner, Preston Walker. In victory lane, TLM Industries, Innovative Graphics, Bob's Auto Sales, Greg's Towing, the sponsors on the 30 of Walker. His dad moving in. Congratulations, man. Good run tonight.
Yeah, thank you. After the day I had in qualifying, I didn't think this was going to turn out this way. I went into one to take the green for the qualifying, and we broke upper control arm, which wasn't good, but I held on to just barely make it into.
We'll turn around here so everybody can see you at home, and Mid-Vid can see you and all that good stuff. Man, I'll tell you what, once you got around Cibla there, it seemed like you guys had some really good restarts, but this car was money on restarts tonight.
Yeah, we made an adjustment right at the end. I got to thank Mark Carr. He gave us a packer out of his pocket just so I could make a last-minute adjustment, so that way, and this thing was just on a rail.
Yes, it was. So really didn't have no traffic because the cautions felt good. So once you got out on the restart, then it was just a matter of hitting your marks.
Yeah, I fell back there to, I don't know, 4th, 5th or something like that, and then I just kind of stayed on the outside. I figured there was no sense in getting down. Stayed on the outside, and it just happened to work in my favor there. A couple times, a couple guys got together and they bumped, and then I was able to make it through the middle, and after that, the car was really good on the outside.
Yeah, this car was hooked up. It's been hooked up. Been a while since you've been in Midvale Speedway victory lane, isn't it?
Yes, it has. We had a little bit of a rough patch there with went through some motors and things, motor parts, not by anyone's mistake. It was just part failure, and that was just part of racing.
Who you want to thank on this 30 tonight, bud?
I really got to thank my dad. I mean, he spends a lot of hours in the garage. Even if I'm not in there, he's still in there, and he still gives it his all. I got to thank Doug, Terry, Tommy. I got to thank, Mikey Green. I got a lot of people. My mom, Dad, my sister, Andrea, Kim, Tittle, Denny, everybody that helped out. They did an excellent job.
Congratulations, man. Go get your picture with that check, and then we got fireworks coming up just for you.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, your open modified JD Byrunner 40 winner, Preston Walker.